Hello everyone, welcome back, or welcome for the first time I suppose, to my testing world. I'm MadManner75, and I'd like to show you something I made for the DeceasedCraft mod pack, which is a pretty awesome pack. Um, it's something it's probably useful later in the game, but you'll probably want it eventually because, yeah, it's a resource generator. It's this, the gunpowder machine. No inputs required. So, as you can see, it's a combination of three different kinds of farms. It's a tree farm, a cobblestone generator, as you can see here, it's kind of tucked away in the back. And the last thing you need is sulfur dust, which you can get from crushing blaze rods. And luckily, this cool part about blaze rods is pressing blaze powder into blaze rods only costs four blaze powder, and you get the four blaze powder back. So it's infinite, which is awesome. So, this is mainly for me actually to remember how I did this, but let's just walk through each of the processes. So obviously we'll start with the tree farm here on the top. Um, I think a circular saw farm works the best. It's just like it's dumb enough that it is easy to set up and you don't have to worry about logic or anything. It just rotates around and around. Yeah, and the best trees I think are fir trees, but you can use whatever tree you like that you find that just produces a lot of wood. Um, this design, I have this circle here with the cutouts on purpose so that 4x4, or sorry, 2x2 trees can't grow, which would mess up the farm. So yeah, that produces a lot of charcoal, more charcoal than the crusher with three blaze rods would produce sulfur powder. So if you want to limit um, how much gunpowder the farm produces, only put three blaze rods in. You can put as many in as you want, but I think then the limiting factor becomes the charcoal. Anyways, yeah, explain the blaze powder and the trees. So let's explain the cobblestone generator here. So cobblestone is what you need to process in order to get nitrate dust, which is the last component of gunpowder for this mod pack. The version is 5.5.5. Um, yeah, I don't know how to show that, but it's 5.5, I promise. Hopefully it works in the upcoming 6.0 update, but yeah. So anyways, this is pretty cool actually, I think. It's a vertical cobblestone generator. So we have um, waterlogged stairs, so that way the water doesn't flow. Here, let me demonstrate. As you can see, if I break this cobblestone, the lava will flow out, and it will hit the water of the waterlogged stair, and it will become cobblestone. So, yeah. And then I have an observer, which controls the signal to this clutch here, or sorry, gear shift, and that's what causes the piston to extend or retract, which forces the drills into the blocks. So all of this is a contraption. Let's see if I can get some. Yeah, so all this is a contraption. This portable storage interface, this chest, these drills are all part of this contraption. So that allows it to collect the cobblestone really easily. And then this cobblestone gets sent to this conveyor belt, which then drops into these crusher wheels. And the crusher wheels are just a very simple, one after the other. And then the key thing here is this filter. It will filter out, it's a list filter. It's a filter for clay balls and flint. So that gets sent away from the process. As you can see, there's some from when I was testing. And then only sand comes out of this funnel and into this basin. And then it gets compressed by this press into sandstone. And then the sandstone goes into the crusher. And yeah, um, one of the really cool parts about this farm, I think, is the aesthetic. It fits in a 9 by 9 square. Um, yeah, so unfortunately, not quite like an 8 by 8 farm, which is, I guess, pretty standard because it takes up only a quarter of a chunk. But this will still fit really nicely into a chunk. As you can see, this is our chunk, which is really good for farms. And it's a pretty compact farm. Like, there's not a lot of air blocks, as you can see. It's very elaborate. So, yeah. Anyways, uh, yeah. So that's the cobblestone path, and I guess I could talk about the tree path a little more. So, um, this farm here, the portable storage interface is here, so it feeds into this chest, which then puts the logs onto this conveyor belt, and this conveyor belt's very slow, so it allows the fans of the lava to blast the logs into charcoal, and then that charcoal goes into this chest, and it goes into our mixing basin here, which is always powered. So whenever there are enough ingredients for the gunpowder, it just automatically mixes up the gunpowder. And yeah, you want to make sure that this is filtering gunpowder, otherwise it will extract all of your ingredients into this chest, which is what you don't want. Um, yeah, so that's the path for the charcoal and the cobblestone. I suppose I could explain a little more about this whole setup here. So these two crushers are kind of where my design philosophy started. I thought, oh, these are big machines. I should just put them together at the bottom, because a lot of inputs and outputs are have to do with them, as you can see. So we have this first item router here for the blaze. It just sends the blaze powder back into the loop and the sulfur dust to um, this conveyor belt here, which goes up and into our basin. And that's actually the same path, the path up, that the nitric dust goes through. So this extracting conveyor belt takes both of those ingredients, the sulfur dust and the nitric dust, up into the basin, which completes our ingredients. And then this is really cool. So one of the byproducts of crushing sandstone is sand. So I actually recycle the sand. I send it up through this chute, and it goes back into the crusher. Sorry, back into the basin. Um, Conveyor belts keep items kind of open as entities, so it'll just throw them into the basin, which is nice. And then that gets crushed into more nitric dust. So it's very efficient. I would say it overproduces nitric dust, so if you like to use that for some other reason, maybe for fertilizer, then for your other farms, then it's really good at producing that. But otherwise, you can make the limiting ingredient, the charcoal, by just increasing the number of blaze rods. I'd recommend 3, but that may change with the update. And oh, one more thing. If you ever want to stop all these processes, um, there's a redstone lever here that controls the press. That will just stop the blaze powder from getting pressed there. And all of the create machines are powered through this one rotation controller. You start with 256 RPM counterclockwise, and everything should work. And oh yeah, the power for the immersive engineering machines is also pretty easy to set up. You just have this connector. You run a line all the way across to this other connector and this accumulator, and then these two crushers can be connected by a relay or something. Um, Maybe so, like, for example, if you were in an underground base, your wall would be right here, and you just have like a relay right here, and so you can relay 1, 2, 3, and that would power all of your machines. So yeah, pretty awesome farm. Yeah, let's show all of it in motion. Yeah, that's nice. So there you go, the tree farm. And yeah, it doesn't matter what speed or anything about the input, just as long as you have enough capacity stress units, which it doesn't take that many. I think it's like one steam engine worth, like 16,000. So really efficient farm power-wise. Um, yeah. Uh, might have the NBT in the description below if you want to use the cannon to create this, or if you want to make it yourself and try to improve it, I mean, by all means, it's there. So yeah, have a good one, and see you later.